Hi everyone, this is Nibiru Watcher. It is June 25th, 2018, and I'm going to show you today two and sometimes three planets on three different cameras. The blue and red Kachina is what many people want to call these two planets. Now, it is the reason why we have these strange tides, such as MB333 as shown in this video in Massachusetts. No, that is not a low tide. This was in the morning. And you can see that this person would not go out during low tide. This resident that lives here sees something highly unusual. There was no reason for this. The only thing that would possibly do that would be something planetary object like a moon or something even bigger. Or how about, so MB3 even shows the lunar tide, the low tide, but nope, there was no low tide. This was before the low tide. This is happening. We can even see more water anomalies that people are reporting more. Like we see what's going on with the world's water. What is going on? So many articles. Why is the water disappearing? How about this one? In Thailand, people walking way out into the ocean and there's no water. Okay, why would that happen? How about in Russia? Missing water. Look at this, people. How would that happen? Let's keep going back to the video. That's just the one for the trolls that think, well, Jeff, if there was planets that close, wouldn't we get these strange tides? Well, you need to get off the fake news and start watching real news. So let's get back to it. Let's watch these two planets. Is this a smudge? You decide, because I'm going to leave links for everything in the description box. This is not CGI. This is a remote webcam in Germany. These photos are still on here. Photoshop, CGI. Well, first of all, you have to have access to this camera and do this. This is no fakery. Look at this. So we're going to look and watch this massive object appear. Where have we seen this before? Look how it couldn't be a smudge because smudges don't move around on a lens and then suddenly just disappear. But let's keep going forward in time and watch this planetary object orbit one another, suddenly appear again. Here we see here. Oh, it gets real good. You're not always going to get shadows on the water. It depends where the light source is and where the shadow is being cast, in what direction. Oh, but you're going to get your shadow, so you just hang in there. Let's just focus on the 16th. I'm going to show you a size change as these things grow closer. Okay, that was the 16th. Next, we're going to see this mysterious red dot appear. I believe it is part of the cloaking technology that is in our skies. I will explain that later, but let's just keep watching. I'm going to go back on this camera a little bit and show you some fun stuff that happens. Actually, let's just keep going forward. Now we're on the 20th. 4 days later, after you saw those large shadowy objects, this thing suddenly just appears. What could that possibly be? Oh, you're going to get it in the sky with reflections on the water, so just hang in there. But don't be quick to debunk this one. You just need to watch the whole thing from beginning to end. Now you're beginning to see this massive shadow right here. Get close, smaller and closer and bigger in this and darker in our skies, and move around with its parent, brother, sister. Now we've got its moon that now comes into the, and don't tell me you can see stars through it because of the cloaking technology. You can produce fake stars, and then it suddenly disappears. Okay, let's go a little forward. This was 7 o'clock in the morning. Now it's 3 hours later. Let's go back 1 minute and same direction. I did fail to mention the direction of this camera is facing the northwest. I've got this on two northwest facing cameras. See right here, the camera goes northwest. Now let's go back. to 10 o'clock. So on the same day at 10 o'clock, on the same camera, in just 10 minutes, we get a dark shadowy planet, catch within the frame, and it disappears, not to be seen until a little later on the 23rd at 1 o'clock in the morning. Something very interesting happens. We see the sudden appearance of this red dot again. What is this? Well, I have a theory of what is happening here. So here we have what appears to be nice, puffy, normal clouds. I want to show you, like, notice how they're puffy. They got thickness to it, right? They're real. They have height to it, probably several hundred feet high, from top of the cloud to the bottom of the cloud. And now we get I'm going to show you what normal clouds look like later that night. We've got, it's dark outside, and along comes these very thin clouds with very straight triangular or straight lines in them. And they look like these fake, I call them fake popcorn clouds. Yes, it's real humidity. It's not chemtrail. But look at this line in here. These popcorn clouds is your signature for these cloud drone ships that come along, and they plant these clouds to hide, because look what happens next. Yeah, you've got the fake popcorn cloud, this weather manipulating cloud ships that come in. They're cloaked, they don't want to be seen, you can't see them, they're non-clouds. Go back and watch my other video and look. So you've got this large red object here shining on the water too. And then in the next frame, look, you're going to find, when you see these in your area, we will see the strange lines. So when you see these popcorn clouds, what I call them, they're fake man-made clouds from the cloud ships, which have some kind of magnetic compression or compressors that compress these air very rapidly, and they come out these little jet puffs, and you get this fake cloud system that rolls in. Okay. And we're going to see, it just looks very, very odd. Something ain't right. And then in this frame, we can see, starting to see some of the straight lines appear with, again, with this massive red shadow. And with this red dot projection down here, it is because of the lens array, I believe. It is filtering out everything but the red. And that's why we get this. But look what happens next. Now we get something even stranger. The red dot remains here. And now look at this. Look at this very strange line that goes through here. That's part of the edge of a massive cloak ship. These things are like 1,000 feet across. Keep going, because it just gets stranger by the moment. Now we begin to see these shadowy planetary objects being obscured, blocking the light. Not a direct view of the planet. It's just light, shadows of the planets being cast on the shadows. Some of the shadows are above the camera or behind the camera, and some actually have reflections on the water. Now here we go. I believe we have a light casting from on top of the shadows of the planets, casting on top of these fake clouds, and casting its shadowy on the water. And keep watching. Now we begin to see the blue and red congener together. And soon we're going to see matching shadows of these planetary bodies with matching shadows on the water as well. Everything just gets crazier by the minute. Here, I believe, is outside in front of the camera, and then we have other planetary objects. Remember, we have an entire solar system coming at us, a mini solar system. Now we start to see these shadows come into view. We've got this one coming from behind the camera, and this one is probably above the camera. Many objects, and it gets crazier by the minute. So And I've got historical proof of this as well. This has been happening right before our very eyes. Now, this is where things are getting crazy. We're at 6 o'clock, and all these objects are now suddenly popping into view. Planets or moons, it's really hard to tell. And some are above the camera, behind the camera. Yes, we have it here. But keep in mind, there is a lens array that pulls us out of focus. I will discuss this a little later in the video, but let's just keep talking about the history of these objects. And this one here, I believe, was behind the camera, shining on the water, casting a shadow. And then on, where did we see this before? Well, folks, this is Lake Starnberg in 2015 on July 2nd. This shiny object moon, which is also part of a moon simulator, how they've been hiding these solar systems before our very eyes. So let's watch the setting moon set between the red and blue Kachina. So here comes the moon. Here's our shadowy object. There you go, folks. Look at that. And then we see it pass between the objects. And there sets your lovely moon with these celestial objects. And we even have the only other camera in the area that still faces the northwest. Northwest camera is this lake view here. Now let's just go back 1 minute and watch the progression. So here we have the mysterious pink skies. It's all part of the atmospheric light being cast upon the Earth, the pink shadows that we get. And then we see these two planetary objects. We see the reflection on the water, like I promised you. This planetary shadow casting a shadow here. Watch it match as it moves along the water. Yeah, and then we got our other brother or sister planetary object here, and watch as they have multiple orbits. Watch how these two move with each other. Watch how the shadow reacts with the object in the sky. Yeah, you saw it here first, people. Your planetary shadow reflecting on the ground, moving right along with it. Isn't that something? And, you know, I thought to myself, the 20th would be a great time to see some of this stuff, right? During the 20th, I wanted to get some other backup. What did it look like on the Western cameras facing the west? Well, so let's go to Lake Starnberg. And let's watch some lovely trickery from our secret shadow government who doesn't want us to see the incoming solar system. Monday the 18th. Let's just click forward 1 moment. Bam. Wow. We just lost how many days of time? Isn't that convenient? Wow. 2 whole days of time from 6 o'clock jumping all the way forward to 10 o'clock the next day. Skipped right across what we wanted to see. We would have seen probably the red or blue Kachina pop up over on this side of the camera. I just thought I'd point that out. And next, I want to show you a quick time lapse of this lake system. I'm going to speed this up. You can slow or speed up the video yourself. You just go to this little gear icon and you can crank this up. For the sake of time, I'm going to speed it up. So in this time lapse, we are going to go back in time from the 16th and go backwards in time. Let's watch a quick video snippet of this. Perhaps I'm going a little too fast, but I want to show you the progression of what's been happening in our skies. Some things are kind of boring here, but boy, it's worth it when you see the blue and red Kachina pop up. Let's see if I can slow it down when it gets there. Right here. Here you go, folks. There's your same two shadowy planets, the blue and red Kachina, casting their shadows on top of the clouds, low on the horizon, changing size. Phenomenal. And like I promised you at the beginning of the video about the lens array, for those who haven't know what I'm talking about and why we're seeing light distortions in the sky and all the bizarre things, this is all part of the lensing system that gives us the most insane double sun halos and bizarre sunsets. This was taken with the camera, lens here, lens here. They're overlapping lenses in space, creating the crazy, not to be seen with the naked eye, but when you take a picture of the sun, sometimes this is what you get. How about these ones? Collapsing rainbows in the sky. And believe me, this little weird rainbow effect, when it shows all the way across the sky, I think is going to be the last thing that planet Earth is going to see before this thing breaks free and we all see it together. Yep, there's your lenses, folks. And show a video of this lens system as well. Look at this lens right here in the setting sun. You can see it right there. Crazy lens, people. One of my favorite subs produced this one. Here we can see the lens array again. When I first discovered them back in July of 2017, I first thought that they were planetary objects. No, they're just obfuscating, bending the light from these objects so we don't see it. You can see the double-edged lenses and you can see how they overlap. You have the big ones and the small ones. And this lens petal effect that we see is proof positive that those are there. We don't always get the lens petal effect unless the sun is behind these lenses. See the smaller overlapping ones here? I think they're further in space than the bigger ones. Sorry I sound a little tired, but I'm getting weary of people trying to debunk this stuff when it's so obvious to me. The lenses are here to bend the light. Easy, anybody can do this. If you put a lens in front of an object and pull away its focal point, it will make it invisible. But these aren't conventional lenses. They are the ones, ultra thin ones from JPL that can also act as displays, part of Project Bluebeam, like a TV set. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Have a blessed day. See you at the Lord's Supper. Please copy, like, and share this video and hit that subscribe button.